Oh, this weather, it feels so good.
I know, I wish it could last forever.
Huh? What?
Oh yeah, we're back in school. But it's alright, Bulldogs. I can assure you that this year, we're going to have a school year full of fun events such as pep rallies,
football games,
dances,
and a lot of other fun stuff.
This is going to be a year to remember.
Swag! Good afternoon, Bulldogs. I'm Selena.
And I'm Amberly.
Welcome to Exit Chess, sophomores.
For our first story, we have Butch to tell you what makes up a skilled bulldog.
Trends are everywhere, from the phone you use to the shoes you put on your feet. Come with us and see the fashion trends you can find at Vintage Violet.
We all have those crazy pictures of our parents wearing high pants, crazy colors, and just ridiculous jewelry. Why is it now that it's coming back in style? We came here to Vintage Violet to get the inside on Fashion 101. Let's go, guys.
Thanks for calling Vintage Violet. This is Stephanie. How may I help you?
Fashion to me is wearing something that makes me feel really beautiful. Like when I leave the house and I have a high pair of wedges on and a flowy dress and I feel pretty, that to me is fashionable. It's like what makes you feel good and confident in how you look when you're walking down the sidewalk.
Vintage Violet is not only a place for clothes, but it also has a wide variety of rare vintage accessories.
Hey, so Miss Selena is modeling for us, and she has on a Levi's jacket that's been distressed and bleached, and that just gives it more of that vintage flair, and that's really in style right now with Pinterest. Also, she's got on vintage jewelry. This is actually a piece from Egypt, so that's really funky and cool that no one else will have. She's also wearing one of our tank tops that says the Floating Buffalo, which is a new business that just went in on the Buffalo River where they do the outfitting for canoes and stuff. So I'm one of the only businesses in Fayetteville that has the Floating Buffalo gear. And then she's wearing the high-waisted pants that we've been talking about. I also call them the Amelia Earhart pants. So if you see these running around in school, that's one of the pants that I really want to bring back. I think they're cute and feminine and very classy. And I like how they show off like a tiny little waist, and yet they're comfortable for girls to wear. Like you feel like you can breathe in them, but you still look cute. And then I always like to roll them at the bottom to show off like your ankles, and then put a cute pair of pumps or wedges with them, and that kind of also makes that more feminine and sweet, and it kind of gives back that 50s look. I think right now with your age group, the shorts are really big. The higher waisted the distressed look is fun. Also, I do a lot of the colors. We're doing a lot of the high-waisted bows, the bow shorts. My mom makes a lot of those. So it's fun because when you go to school and you have something like that on, you're not like anyone else because everything is made custom for that person. Amberly is modeling a couple of different pieces today. She has on a blouse that's from the 60s or 70s. It's really soft. It's a nice fabric, so it feels good on your skin. And I love the pleats. It's just very classy and pretty. What we do is we like to tuck the blouses in so they don't get too billowy and big. And I tuck them into what I call my old man shorts. These are old man pants that I cut into shorts. I added lace, and if you spin around, we have a bow on the hiney to give it the feminine effect. So if you see the bows running around school, that means they're from Vintage Violet. So those are the old man shorts paired with the little old grandma shirt. And I think she looks adorable. Also, we put a stopwatch, vintage watch on her. And it actually pops open. And it's not only just a necklace, but she can now tell time. I just think this is a sweet outfit, and I just like how it shows off her long, pretty, glossy hair, and it's just a nice feminine look. I think for the girls who are not quite so daring or they're kind of afraid to try a new look, I would just invite them to come in. That's what I'm good at. I love to take a girl, put her in something she would normally not be comfortable in, and show her how beautiful she is. I like to make people feel good about themselves and bring out the very best in them. So if you want to come, let me dress you up, come do it. It'll be fun. We'll take pictures, stick you on Facebook, Instagram. You'll get to be a Vintage Violet model.
This past year, SHS celebrated our 100th commencement ceremony. Christian and Ronnie take a look back at the 80s decade at SHS with alumni and teacher Mrs. Hignite.
Ah, the 80s, a time when big hair, straight leg jeans graced the halls of SHS. This week, we cruise into the 80s with our very own teacher and alumni member, Marjay Hignite.
I graduated in 1986. My graduating class was 455.
Tradition ignited between the students in the 80s.
Back in the day, if you were a sophomore, there was a lot of sophomore hazing that went on, mostly in good fun, but y'all are very lucky you don't have to do it. Basically, a senior could make a crawl and sing Old MacDonald Had a Farm anytime they wanted to, because you were sheep. And so had to do that, and all that stuff. Yes. And what else? We had 3 benches in the main lobby, which is kind of where the new part of the cafeteria is. And there was a senior bench, and a junior bench, and a sophomore bench. And God help you if you were a sophomore and sat on the senior bench. That could end your time at Springdale High School.
No matter the decade, relationship between students and teachers is always doggerific.
It's at a time when life kind of gets a little hard and you're kind of breaking away from your parents and your friends become more important. It gave me a place that was safe, that I could come to school and I could learn, and I was really blessed. I had a lot of great teachers. Some of my very favorite teachers taught me this school.
Not only has the faces of the students changed, but the buildings as well.
There used to be a big street that we went through where there is now grass. And every time it rained, it would rain inside. And we had this one building that they tore down years ago that I think I can't remember whose room it was, but it was somebody on the 3rd floor that when you sharpened your pencil, pieces of the ceiling would hit you in the head. And so you had to be really careful about that. So way nicer school. Today's picture day, and one of the things we're doing in my class is we're looking at old yearbooks. And if you go back, even if you go to the public library, you can go back and look at history books from the 1950s. And there are so many people that have come through Springdale High School, and their parents have come through Springdale High School, and their grandparents have come through Springdale High School. And it is just kind of a neat connection to those who've walked these halls before, because a lot of these halls have been around for a very long time.
Miss Hignite is a mama bulldog and is proud to teach her pups.
I love it. I am the luckiest person in the world. I get to do what I want to do every day. I'm surrounded by the best students in the United States, if not in the world, and I am completely objective about that. So yeah, it's fantastic. Love it.
This is Rodney for your Bulldog News. Keep Keep it swaggy.
Bulldog TV will be bringing you more stories from our SHS alumni as we continue to celebrate Bulldog tradition.
Speaking of tradition, Bulldogs have a strong legacy in sports. Here's Matt with the Red Dog wrap-up.
Good afternoon, Bulldogs. I'm Matt McDonald, and this is your Red Dog Wrap-Up, where we'll be covering all the sports your Bulldogs competed in this week. Well, Bulldogs, it's football season again. And aside from the weighing, what a better way to start off the year, with your Red Dogs coming out on top in 2 straight games, shutting out the Batesville Pioneers 35-0 and the Tulsa Central Braves 41-0, outscoring their opponents 76-0. Also jumping out to a great start, our Lady Bulldog volleyball team is currently in a 3-way tie for first place in the conference, with a record of 3-0 after putting down Rogers Heritage, and Van Buren in succession, losing only 2 sets of the 11 conference sets played. While not doing as hot as far as records are concerned, your Bulldog tennis and golf teams are making strides in individual play as they strive to put W's in the record books. If any of you Bulldogs want to catch some sports action in Springdale this week, your Lady Bulldog volleyball team will be facing off against Fayetteville at home this Thursday as they keep working toward the possible conference championship. Thanks for tuning in, Bulldogs. I'm Matt McDonald, and this has been your Red Dog Wrap-Up.
What makes an SHS Bulldog woof woof? Here's Christian with the scoop.
Diverse. Inspiring.
Family-oriented.
Supportive. Unique. Exciting.
Hardworking. Awesome.
Historic.
Cyber harassment is still an ongoing problem. Here is Melody and Yvette with the PSA that shows how cyberbullying can affect an individual.
Nobody wants you. You're ugly. Nobody wants you. You are in everyone's life. Drop dead.
Make sure you take a moment this week and recognize that it is National Suicide Prevention Week.
Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds. We are wearing our white shirts in words of support to show awareness. When suicidal behaviors are detected early, lives can be saved. September 9th through September 15th is National Suicide Prevention Week. Please join Bulldog TV in supporting suicide prevention. Together we can reduce the lives shaken by a needless and tragic death. That's all we have for you today.
Stay classy, Springdale.
We hope you enjoy the show.